7 Signs of a Man's True Love. Only a real man shows. These, hey there, friend, I want to ask you something. What does real love look like to you? Not the movie kind, not the fairy tale stuff. No, I mean the raw, everyday kind of love. The kind that stands the test of time, that endures the challenges, and that shows itself in actions, not just words. You see, many of us have an idea of what love should be, but how do you know it's real? A lot of men might say they love you, but how can you tell if they're truly living up to that word? Well, today, we're going to dive deep into the 7 signs of a man's true love. And trust me, only a real man will show these. I'm not talking about the kind of love that's all talk and no action. I'm talking about love that sacrifices, that protects, that stays committed, no matter what. I want to share with you what true love really looks like, from someone who's seen it unfold in real life, not just in stories. So, stay with me. We're about to unpack the deep, meaningful signs of love that only a real man will show you. And if you're in a relationship, this might just change everything you thought you knew about love. Part 1. True love is sacrificial. Now let's talk about the first and most important sign of true love. A real man's love is sacrificial. What do I mean by sacrificial? Simply put, it means that he's willing to put your needs above his own, sometimes at the cost of his own comfort or desires. I know, it sounds pretty intense, right? But stick with me. When we say a man's love is sacrificial, we're not talking about the small stuff, like holding the door open or buying flowers. Sure, those are nice, but real sacrifice goes beyond these fleeting gestures. A real man's love is the kind of love that's there during the tough moments, the kind that doesn't run when things get hard. Let me paint a picture for you. Think about the times in your life when things haven't been easy. Maybe it's been a tough season in your job, or you've faced personal challenges. A real man, when he loves you, will not just say the words, "I love you," and walk away when times get rough. He's going to show you that love by standing by your side, sometimes making sacrifices, whether it's his time, energy, or even his plans. He'll drop everything to support you, to be there when you need him. And you know what? That's not always easy. Sometimes it means he has to let go of his own desires for the sake of your happiness, or your peace of mind. And that, my friend, is a powerful love. Because true love isn't about convenience. It's about the willingness to put someone else first. In my years of guiding couples, I've seen men make real sacrifices, whether it's adjusting their own life plans or taking on more responsibility just to support their loved ones. Real love is an act of giving without expecting anything in return. That's what makes it so deep and genuine. So ask yourself, does he make sacrifices for you? Not just the easy ones, but the ones that require real effort, real love. If he does, then you're seeing the first sign of a man's true love. Part 2. True love is unconditional. Now let's move to the second sign of true love. And trust me, this one is huge. True love is unconditional. What do I mean by unconditional love? It's simple. It's love without any conditions or strings attached. It's the love that doesn't demand perfection from the other person, and it doesn't fade when things get tough. A real man loves you just as you are, flaws and all. And this is something that's often misunderstood. Many people think love is about finding someone who fits a perfect mold, who meets all your expectations. But let me tell you, true love sees past all that. It sees the real you, the raw, imperfect you, and loves you anyway. Imagine for a moment that you're not at your best. Maybe you've had a bad day, or you're dealing with personal struggles. A real man doesn't turn away from you in those moments. He doesn't say, "You're too much to handle today." No, a real man steps closer. He understands that love isn't about only being there when things are easy. It's about standing by someone through their highs and their lows, through their mistakes and their growth. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but what if he gets frustrated? What if I'm too much for him? Here's the thing. Real love doesn't run away when things aren't perfect. It sticks around. A real man loves you not because of what you do for him, but because of who you are. You don't have to earn his love with perfect actions or flawless behavior. He loves you through the mess, through the imperfections, and through the challenges. I've seen couples go through stormy seasons where everything seemed to fall apart. But in those moments, it was the unconditional love that held them together. It was the ability to look past flaws and still choose to love. That's the foundation of true love, the ability to accept, not to judge. So ask yourself, does he love you unconditionally? When you mess up, when you're not at your best? Does he stay? That's real love, the kind that's not afraid of imperfection, the kind that endures through thick and thin. Part 3. True love respects boundaries. All right, let's dive into the third sign of a man's true love, respecting boundaries. Now, what does it really mean when we say someone respects boundaries? It's about knowing where one person ends and the other begins. It's not about control or dominance. It's about mutual respect, understanding, and space. A real man who loves you understands that your individuality matters just as much as the bond you share. He doesn't try to change you or make you conform to his expectations. He recognizes your personal space, your dreams, and your need for independence. Look, relationships are built on a foundation of trust and respect. If a man loves you, he will not pressure you into doing something you're uncomfortable with. He won't try to manipulate situations or control aspects of your life. Instead, he will encourage you to be your authentic self. He will understand when you need time to yourself, and he'll support your personal growth, even if it means stepping back a little. I've counseled many people in relationships, and a lot of times, the biggest issues arise when one partner refuses to respect the other's boundaries. You see, love is not about possession. It's about partnership. A real man knows that respecting your boundaries is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength and maturity. When you feel truly loved, you'll feel free. Free to pursue your own interests, free to make your own choices, and free to be the person you're meant to be. And this freedom comes from knowing that your partner is not trying to hold you back, but is there to support you in your journey. So ask yourself, does he respect your boundaries? Does he give you space to breathe, to grow, and to be your own person? If he does, then you're seeing a man who truly loves you. Part 4. True love is patient. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful signs of a real man's love: patience. True love, real love, is not rushed. It's not about instant gratification or expecting things to happen overnight. It's about taking the time to understand each other, to grow together, and to navigate life's challenges side by side. A real man who loves you is patient with you, patient with your flaws, and patient with the pace of your relationship. Let me tell you something. Patience is key. I've seen so many relationships fall apart because one or both partners couldn't take the time to nurture their love. Love requires time. It's not a race to reach the finish line. It's a journey to walk together. Think about your own relationship. Have you noticed the moments when things got tough? When emotions were running high? When stress was building up? A real man doesn't rush to fix things. He sits with you. He listens. He allows space for both of you to process the situation and move forward at a pace that feels right for both. Patience in love doesn't mean tolerating bad behavior or letting things slide. No, it means understanding that growth takes time. It means letting the other person evolve, without rushing them or expecting them to be perfect from the start. It's about trusting the process, even when things aren't going smoothly. I've had many couples come to me, feeling frustrated because they weren't where they thought they should be in their relationship. But here's the thing. Love is not a checklist. It's not about reaching milestones on a certain schedule. It's about being present in the moment, being patient with each other as you both grow and mature together. So, think about it. Is he patient with you? When things aren't going perfectly, does he stay calm and supportive? Does he give you the space to figure things out without rushing or pressuring you? If he does, you're witnessing one of the most genuine forms of love. Love that is patient, understanding, and willing to grow at the right pace. Part 5. True love is protective, not possessive. Now, let's dive into something important. True love is protective, but not in a possessive way. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, protective love, but let me clarify. It doesn't mean trying to control or dominate someone. No, it means looking out for your partner, making sure they're safe, emotionally and physically, and having their back when they need it most. But there's a big difference between protecting and controlling. A real man who loves you will always be there when you need him, to shield you from harm, to support you through tough times, and to defend your honor when needed. But he will never stifle your freedom, your autonomy, or your ability to grow. He understands that protecting you doesn't mean controlling you. It means being your support system when the world feels heavy. This protective love is also about emotional safety. A man who truly loves you will protect your heart from harm. He won't play games with your emotions, manipulate situations, or leave you questioning his intentions. His love is like a shield, strong, consistent, and safe. But let me be clear, being protective does not mean being possessive. Love doesn't mean keeping someone on a tight leash or isolating them from others. A real man knows that true love involves trust. He trusts you and wants you to be your best self. He encourages you to pursue your dreams, connect with others, and grow in ways that fulfill you. His protection is not about keeping you in a box. It's about providing a solid foundation for you to flourish. So, ask yourself, does he protect you emotionally and physically without trying to control you? Does he give you space to be yourself while offering support when you need it? If he does, then you're witnessing a love that is genuine and real, protective without being possessive. Part 6. True love is honorable. Let's move on to another powerful sign of a real man's love. Honor. Now, honor might not be a word we use often in casual conversation, but it's at the very core of what makes love truly real. A man who loves you with honor doesn't just say the right things. He does the right things. His love is grounded in integrity, truth, and loyalty. Think about it. When someone acts with honor, they stand by their word. They don't just make promises to make you feel good. They follow through. They're reliable. They're trustworthy. You don't ever have to worry about what's behind the curtain, because a man who loves you honorably keeps things transparent and honest. Honor in love is also about treating you with respect in every situation. Whether he's talking to you in private or with others, his words and actions reflect the highest regard for you. A man who loves honorably never speaks poorly of you behind your back. He doesn't belittle you, demean you, or disrespect you in any way. Instead, he lifts you up. He defends your reputation. He treats you like the precious person you are, but it doesn't stop there. Honor means that when the tough times come, he doesn't cut and run. He doesn't abandon you when life gets hard. Instead, he faces challenges with you, and he faces them with strength and honor. He remains committed, even in difficult circumstances, because that's what true love requires. I've counseled so many people who've had their trust broken, and let me tell you, nothing is more heartbreaking than betrayal. But a man who loves honorably will never betray you. He will always be true to his word. So take a moment and ask yourself, does he treat you with honor? Does he follow through on his promises? Does he protect your dignity, your heart, and your reputation? If he does, you're seeing a love that's built on truth, integrity, and respect. Part 7. True love is committed. All right, we've made it to the final sign of a real man's true love, commitment. This one is in many ways the most important of all. You see, love without commitment is like a tree without roots. It might look good for a while, but it won't stand the test of time. Commitment is what anchors love and keeps it steady, even when the storms come. A real man who loves you is committed to you, not just in the easy moments, but in the difficult ones too. He doesn't run at the first sign of trouble. He doesn't throw in the towel when things get tough. No, commitment means showing up, even when the road gets rough, and even when the future feels uncertain. He's in it for the long haul. Commitment is about consistency. It's about being reliable, showing up, and standing by your side through every twist and turn life throws your way. A real man isn't going to say, "I love you," and then disappear when things get difficult. He's not going to be here one day and gone the next. Commitment is about being present, truly present, no matter the circumstances. I've seen so many relationships where one person is unsure or hesitant, but a man who loves you with commitment is unwavering. He's steadfast, like a pillar of support in your life. And let's be clear, commitment is not about being perfect. It's not about always knowing the right thing to say or do. It's about showing up day after day, ready to weather the ups and downs of life together. In my own experiences, I've seen relationships thrive because one partner was willing to stick it out through thick and thin. It's easy to love when everything is sunshine and rainbows, but real commitment is forged in the trenches, during the difficult times. That's when true love is tested and proven. So ask yourself, is he truly committed? Does he show up, even when things are difficult? Is he willing to go the distance with you, no matter what life throws your way? If the answer is yes, then you're seeing the deep, abiding love that only a real man can give. One that is committed, unshakable, and unwavering. Conclusion. And there you have it, the 7 signs of a man's true love. Love that sacrifices. Love that is unconditional. Love that respects boundaries. Love that is patient. Love that is protective without being possessive. Love that is honorable. And love that is committed. These are the qualities that make love real, that make it lasting. If you're lucky enough to have a man who embodies these qualities, hold on to him. Cherish him. But if you're still searching for this kind of love, don't settle for anything less. True love is worth the wait. It's worth the effort, the sacrifice, and the patience. Because in the end, love like this, real love, is the kind of love that transforms you, that uplifts you, and that makes life truly beautiful. So, take a moment and reflect. Do you see these qualities in the person you're with? If not, maybe it's time to have a conversation. True love is about building something together, not just finding someone who fits your checklist. It's about growing, evolving, and loving one another through every season of life. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope you've gained a new perspective on love. Love that's sacrificial, unconditional, respectful, patient, protective, honorable, and most importantly, committed. And if you found these signs of love in your life, I want to encourage you to embrace them, nurture them, and never let go of the beauty that true love brings. Take care, and may your heart be full of the kind of love that lasts forever.